The story of the Trojan horse is one of the most famous tales from ancient Greek mythology, encapsulated in the epic cycle that recounts the Trojan War. The legend centers around the cunning strategy employed by the Greeks to finally breach the walls of Troy after a decade-long siege. This tale is not only a significant mythological narrative but also a rich subject for analysis, reflection, and storytelling. Here's a detailed exploration of the Trojan horse, its background, the key figures involved, and its lasting impact on culture and history. Background of the Trojan War. To fully grasp the significance of the Trojan horse, it's important to understand the context of the Trojan War itself. According to Greek mythology, the war began after Paris, the prince of Troy, abducted Helen, the wife of Menelaus, king of Sparta. This act of abduction was seen as a grave insult, leading to a coalition of Greek states led by Agamemnon, Menelaus' brother, to launch a massive expedition against Troy to retrieve Helen and restore their honor. The war dragged on for 10 long years, with neither side able to secure a decisive victory. The Greeks, despite their military prowess, were stymied by the formidable walls of Troy, which seemed impregnable. This stalemate called for an extraordinary strategy, one that would eventually be immortalized in the tale of the Trojan horse. The invention of the Trojan horse. The idea of the Trojan horse is attributed to Odysseus, the king of Ithaca and one of the Greeks' most clever and resourceful leaders. Odysseus was renowned for his cunning mind, often using intellect over brute force to achieve his objectives. Understanding that a direct assault on Troy had little chance of success, he proposed a deceptive ploy, to build a massive wooden horse, hollowed out to conceal a select group of elite Greek warriors. The plan was for the Greeks to present the horse as a gift to the Trojans, feigning a retreat as if they had given up the siege. Execution of the plan. The Greeks constructed the horse with the help of Hippias, a master carpenter and builder. The structure was enormous, large enough to house Odysseus and several other Greek soldiers, including some of the greatest heroes of the time, such as Menelaus, Diomedes, and Neoptolemus. Once the horse was completed, the Greek forces pretended to sail away, leaving the horse behind on the shores of Troy. To further the deception, the Greeks left behind a man named Sinon, who pretended to be a deserter. Sinon's role was to convince the Trojans that the Greeks had indeed retreated and that the horse was an offering to the goddess Athena, meant to ensure a safe journey home. He spun a tale about the horse being deliberately built too large to fit through the city gates, suggesting that if the Trojans were to bring it inside, they would earn the favor of Athena, leading to the destruction of the Greeks. The fall of Troy. The Trojans, after much debate and despite warnings from Laocoon, a priest of Apollo, and Cassandra, a prophetess cursed to never be believed, decided to bring the horse into the city as a symbol of their victory. Laocoon's famous warning, "Beware of Greeks bearing gifts," and Cassandra's prophecies went unheeded, as the Trojans were blinded by their perceived triumph. That night, as the city of Troy celebrated what they believed was the end of the war, Sinon secretly freed the Greek warriors from within the horse. They then opened the city gates to allow the rest of the Greek army, which had sailed back under the cover of darkness, to enter Troy. The Greeks launched a devastating attack, setting the city ablaze and slaughtering the Trojans. Troy was finally conquered, its people either killed or enslaved, and the once mighty city was left in ruins. Aftermath and legacy. The fall of Troy marked the end of the Trojan War, but the story of the Trojan horse lived on as a powerful symbol of cunning and deception. The phrase Trojan horse has since entered common language, referring to any trick or stratagem that causes a target to invite a foe into a securely protected space. The tale also serves as a reminder of the dangers of hubris and the consequences of ignoring wise counsel. The Trojans' downfall was ultimately due to their arrogance and their dismissal of Laocoon's and Cassandra's warnings. The myth of the Trojan horse, therefore, encapsulates a timeless lesson about the vulnerabilities that pride and overconfidence can create. Cultural impact. The story of the Trojan horse has been a subject of fascination for centuries, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and popular culture. It is prominently featured in Virgil's Aeneid, where it is recounted by the Trojan hero Aeneas as he flees the burning city. The story has also been depicted in various paintings, sculptures, and films, each interpreting the myth in different ways. In modern times, the concept of a Trojan horse has been adapted into the realm of technology, where it describes a type of malware that misleads users of its true intent, often with destructive outcomes. This adaptation underscores the enduring relevance of the myth, showing how ancient stories can find new life and meaning in contemporary contexts. Conclusion: the story of the Trojan horse is more than just a tale of war and conquest, it is a complex narrative that explores themes of strategy, deception, fate, and human nature. It remains one of the most enduring legends from Greek mythology, offering rich material for reflection and storytelling. Whether viewed as a historical event embellished by myth or purely as a symbolic story, the Trojan horse continues to capture the imagination, reminding us of the power of cunning and the perils of ignoring the warnings of the wise.